TLEV fans, let me hear ya howl!
You're tuned in to the TLEV show on Classical FM, a scholarly news debate with your colleagues.
Oh, come on, man, it's the fun stuff, the nerd news. So grab a popcorn and a soda, crank your stereo to the max, and get ready to enjoy the most tubular show on the radio.
Hello, everyone. Hello. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. TLEV show yet again. It's been only a week, and we're back. Of course, I am not alone again today. I am joined by the greats, of course, Thomas, Josue. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, again. How's everyone doing?
Happy New Year, y'all.
Yeah, Happy New Year. That is for sure. New Year. It's a new year. We're here. How's everyone's New Year started?
Happy New Year, y'all.
How's it started?
Starting well.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been 7 days now? 8 days?
Yeah, we finally finished the first week. Nothing's
So
been
far, so
broken
good.
yet.
It's been a good year. It's been a good year so far.
Anybody been to the hospital? I'm pretty
No,
good
not
so
yet.
far.
Not yet. We're trying to.
Yeah.
We're staying strong. We're staying strong here. Hellhound Hunt is here also. How's it going? It's good to see you too. Guys, we have a lot to talk about today. As we know, right now is currently the Golden Globes. I saw on Twitter that it's a bit cringy. It is hosted by Joe Coy right now, the comedian. And I guess some of his jokes are not landing at the moment.
No.
But
You got to remember that it's not the comedians who write these jokes. There's like a whole team separate that is writing for the comedians. So it's not like
True.
But
But it's delivery. It's delivery also, all right? You could have
Yeah.
the funniest joke in the world, but if you deliver it like mediocrely, it's like, not good.
one of his
that's fair.
excuses were that some of the jokes are his and some of the jokes are given to him. But however, what is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen, we got to see that Robert Downey Jr. has won Best Supporting Actor, or
Amazing.
actor in a supporting role for, of course, Oppenheimer.
Mhm.
That is
Swaggenheimer.
awesome. We love the man. It's great to see that he is being given awards. What do you guys think?
The best part about this is the fact that, like, if we look at what happened last year with Ke Kwan, who won this award in the Golden Globes and then pursued and continued to win it all the way up to the Oscars. Same with Jamie Lee Curtis. I think this might be showing us what is to come with RDJ when it comes to the big night of the Oscars. And that's actually really exciting that after years of his dedication and devotion to this craft, that he might actually get an Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Swag.
not just superheroes anymore. He's showing that you don't got to be in superhero movies, or you can come outside of a superhero role and you can still be winning big. And that's great to see.
I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but I still haven't watched Oppenheimer yet.
What? Oh,
You didn't do Barbenheimer? I mean,
Nah,
you
nah.
kind of already
I
did
mean-
Barbie by default because you worked on that, but like
Facts.
you didn't do
Facts.
the other part. Okay.
Correct. I didn't. The matter is, I didn't watch Oppenheimer because I couldn't watch it on 70mm film like Christopher Nolan intended to. So I would have not experienced Oppenheimer at all.
That's fair. Well, I heard that he like worked a lot on like the Blu-ray release. Like it's kind of like his baby. So yeah, it's not 70mm, but I mean, at least he had a say in how it was made for the general public. So there's that.
it's a great movie,
He's
Josue. I
very good.
think you would enjoy it a lot.
It's a feel-good movie, right? Fun for the whole family.
Nope.
Yes, bring your
Nope.
kids.
It's not. Nope. Sorry.
Mhm.
But
What
yeah,
else
no,
you got,
I mean,
Josue?
it's great. And I think in a couple of hours we'll see that Oppenheimer, like the Knights of Horror said, Oppenheimer will be taking it all this year. I also agree on that. I mean, it was a killer movie. The storyline, I mean, it to me, it always felt like, I know the movie's 3 hours, but it feels fast paced. Like it kind of, it does show how much that they were on the clock when they started the project. And then kind of towards the end, it starts slowing down more. But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Thomas, did you enjoy it?
Oh, I did. I know that there's some people who feel like Ryan Gosling got robbed to the fact that RDJ got this award instead of Ken. You know, maybe
Facts.
Golden Globes was not feeling the Kenergy when they voted. Maybe they weren't feeling enough.
He just wasn't. He just wasn't enough. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think so. But you know what? Ryan Gosling, I'm pretty sure he already has. He already has one, right? I'm pretty sure he's already.
Let's just be fair.
Let's
just be fair. Anywhere else, he would have been a 10. Okay.
That's right. You know what? Yes. Any other year, anywhere else, he would have been 10.
So this is actually Robert Downey Jr.'s third Golden Globe. And I guess, I mean, sometimes, you know, you do see like a connection. Like if you win a Golden Globe, you know, it kind of looks like you will win the Oscar also, but it changes sometimes. So you know what? It's not for sure yet, you know.
And one of those previous ones was for Dr. Dolittle, right? When he did the Dolittle movie with John Cena's polar bear, right?
To be honest, I don't know what the other. I would assume maybe Sherlock Holmes. I don't know, but if anybody knows what movies he also won a Golden Globe for, let us know. But moving on, because we have a lot to talk about today, guys.
Hell yeah!
Something I did want to mention beforehand, before like, you know, we move into the bigger subjects. Today's a special day for me, as you might be able to tell from this shirt. It's Mr. Nick Cage's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. He is, I don't know how old he is, but it doesn't matter. It's his birthday, and I want to wish him a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Nick Cage, from the TLEV Media family.
That's
right. Everybody send this to Nick Cage right now. Tell him TLEV wishes him happy birthday.
Let him know that we were wishing him one hell of a birthday.
And just remember, Secret Lives of Charlotte.
That's right. Let him know I made him in Dead by Daylight.
Oh, have you really played as him? Is it, like what's
yeah.
I've never played the game, so
it's pretty fun. You just run around, fix generators, and get chased by monsters. And he did all the voice work for his character model, so it's all Nick Cage. Yeah, it's pretty wacky. It's pretty fun.
That's awesome. What's your guys' favorite Nick Cage movies? I gotta hear it.
The Flash.
Nick Cage moves when he goes, what?
Your favorite Nick Cage movie is The Flash?
Say The Flash.
That's right.
See, you know, I was going to put that picture of him as Superman, but you know, I still haven't seen it. I know about that scene that he like. I don't think he actually knew that they were going to put him in there as like his character in the Flash movie. I think there's a tweet of like him talking to the press saying like, I had no clue that they were going to put me in there. But
no, it's like I'm pretty sure, like, if I remember the quote that he has is that he wasn't told at all what he would be doing, like that there would be a giant spider right there. So he just was there. He's like, that's just not even me on the screen. So I think it's pretty crazy. I like to imagine that there was like he went with his kids to see the Flash, and then what he saw was just completely different from anything he actually filmed, and then he walked away just more confused than the rest of us.
He's like, oh,
he's in the seats like, whoever's in this movie is a bunch of bozos. Wait a minute.
I did want to mention what Hellhound Hunt had to say. I'm honestly hoping that Bradley Cooper and or Chris Pratt get something for their outstanding performance in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't know if they got nominated for anything, but I'm still holding on to some hope. I think Guardians might have been nominated
I think for visual effects.
Visual effects, yeah.
But I definitely know that Bradley Cooper is eyeing more of the director / best actor for his role in Maestro.
Yes,
which is a movie I
yes,
still haven't
yeah.
seen yet, but I
Mistral.
don't know. I wouldn't know off the top of my head if Guardians, if Chris Pratt or Bradley Cooper have been nominated, or have
I
there
don't
been
think
talks of them
they
being
were.
nominated in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I do think the movie is up for visuals. And I mean that movie, I agree, does deserve some kind of award, but will it get an Oscar, an Emmy? I don't know. Not
It's
Emmy, sorry,
tough.
Golden Globe. Sorry, Emmys were like last night or something.
No,
I
no,
mean Golden Globe.
it is tough. Even what they were looking at for the short list of the Oscars, they just removed Barbie from original screenplay and put it into adaptive screenplay.
Really?
They put it into adaptive
Interesting.
screenplay. So now
Wow.
it's going up against Oppenheimer. It's going
Ooh.
up against I think Maestro
Barbenheimer,
as
for
well.
real.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the big hitters. It's like a very compact suggestion now. So,
Hmm.
oh
Yeah.
boy.
It's competition is rough out there. But speaking of competition,
Oh boy. What?
I guess this is kind of leading. Actors sometimes have to compete for roles, and that happens. No.
I see what
But
you
we did
meant.
get news today about maybe 2-3 hours ago. Maybe some of you did know or didn't know. Guillermo del Toro is making his own Frankenstein movie. Now, there has been the cast coming out slowly of who is going to be in what role. And one of the big roles, of course, is the monster. And there was a lot of speculation and a lot of news that came out that it was going to be Andrew Garfield. However, today that has changed, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Garfield cannot take the role anymore. He needs to drop it due to conflicting schedules. And now we have a new
Spider-Man
monster.
4.
We have Jacob Elordi is now the monster for the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein.
This dude has
movie.
such a punchable face.
I mean, it's very obvious. Like, he's the most obvious pick. I completely understand why they did that, and they did it because he already plays a monster so well in Euphoria.
Oh
you.
my gosh!
Thank you.
Zinger.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, that's that I did not. I mean, so I remember the cast came out, and I believe it was Andrew Garfield was the first. Oscar Isaac was also in that list, and he's going to play. I believe he's going to play Dr. Frankenstein. And so when I saw that Andrew Garfield was going to be the monster, I don't know. I was having a hard time to figure out how he's going to look. Because I know that he usually loves to go like huge on the makeup and costume design. So I just couldn't picture Andrew Garfield at first as the monster. I couldn't, but also I'm having a hard time to picture Jacob Elordi as the monster also. I don't know if they're trying to go a certain route with this. Make the monster look very good looking or something. But
I mean, let's remember De Niro as Frankenstein's monster.
I don't remember De Niro's Frankenstein monster.
Robert De Niro?
Damn lot of you. Look it up when you get home.
I will.
I'll look it up later, I guess.
Look it up when you get
home. So I mean, look, Jacob Elordi, I mean, this is kind of his year right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of his year. He just had Saltburn come out. That I watched that movie. It's actually not terrible. There was a lot of like TikToks.
Yes, please tell us, give us a rating of like just like an overview of that
Saltburn?
movie.
Yeah, how salty was it?
Saltburn? Maybe.
Why is it called Saltburn? Why don't you explain why it's called Saltburn?
I don't know why it's called Saltburn.
All right.
Oh wait, that's the town.
Is...
That's the town. Duh, that's the town. Yeah, but it's the area that the castle's in. It's like Saltburn. But hey, it wasn't a bad movie. A lot of people were like freaking out about that movie on TikTok. They were like, "This is the the grossest movie I've seen. Blah, 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 blah. It was fine. I mean, if you guys have, we all have seen horror movies here. Come on, come on.
Is it a horror movie or what is it?
It's like a thriller. What would you say it is? It's thriller horror. Miss E is here, by the way, everybody, and she's coming.
Why don't you put Miss E on the mic? Yeah. How about she explains?
Oh, yeah,
Because she's
she's cold.
So I think it was like a murder mystery psychological thriller. I wouldn't say it was a horror movie or anything like that.
It was going towards
maybe a drama, a little bit of a drama.
Mm.
It was an interesting movie.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it was visually very nice to look at.
I've only heard
But
one thing
yeah.
about this movie, and it has to do with male genitalia. So
Yeah, in the bathtub, right?
yeah.
Like, what was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
scene like?
Bathtub scene. Everyone's freaking about that. It's not that
Yeah,
crazy.
the thing
We
is,
don't want to spoil it though.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'll just say that there's a lot of scenes that had to do with like either like nudity or like, just like sexual connotations that weren't as bad as the cringy parts, because they had some cringy parts in the movie that are supposed to be cringy, and those were harder to watch than the shocking, the ones that were supposed to be shocking.
Yeah.
That's
perhaps
my personal
Salford was the
opinion.
friends we made along the way.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, no, that, I mean, it was disturbing. Yeah, but I think our problem was, so it was a disturbing movie for us, but then maybe like the next day we decided to watch Midsommar for the first time.
Ever.
Oh, you've never seen it before.
Never
What?
saw it. Yeah. And talk about disturbing. That was that put me in a frenzy, dude. I was done for the night.
Oh,
That was disturbing. So then afterwards, I was like, Saltburn is nothing. Like, just watching Midsommar, I was like, oh my god. That movie's
that's a
crazy.
tough one. That's a tough one to watch.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Dude,
Anyways,
that
back
old
on the
lady does a
topic.
360. Crazy.
What do we think? I didn't hear it for you, Josue. What do you think?
Okay, so look, here's the thing. I don't know if I like Jacob Elordi yet. Like, I think he did such a good job at being a scumbag in Euphoria that it's like rubs me wrong seeing him prosper in real life. And so like when I saw him, he was gonna play Elvis. I was like, you don't deserve that role. And then, but like I've heard good things. And then it like you said, it is his year. I think he's really starting to get all this stuff, and I think I just have to open my mind to seeing him from that Euphoria character. So like I said, he's got a punchable face. Look at his face.
It's very, very punchable.
I guess so.
Why his eyebrows like that?
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes, because Frankenstein's monster doesn't talk, and I mean, what?
Well, that's not true.
Well, he doesn't talk until later on.
Bride.
Yeah, I guess later on,
The
but
Bride.
this is not based off the Bride. This is based off of, like, I would assume the book and then whatever Guillermo wants to do with it. Please don't turn this
Don't you
into
remember
stupid
that-
water. Please don't.
Don't you remember that famous Frankenstein's monster quote? Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime.
Yes. I don't know if you guys, the viewers, if you saw that I put on Instagram, I decided to put I put those pictures, but then I put the Young Frankenstein song in the background. So
Oh,
I decided to do
fantastic.
that. I decided to mix both of them together.
That's a brilliant movie.
Now it's time to move on, I assume, if you guys are ready to talk about what we are here for. The big bang, the big thing that happened a few days ago.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't. Well, Thomas, you want to take the lead on this? Are you ready?
Oh, that's me. Oh, I know what you're talking about with my Mickey Mouse shirt on. Okay. Yes. What's up, everyone? Yeah. So as of midnight, January 1st, 2024, a certain film, the first depiction, the 1928 animated short, Steamboat Willie, which is the first depiction of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, entered public domain. And almost seems like it seems like almost right after that happened, there was a lot of questions and a lot of things of what can be done with this property. Specifically, the fact that we had a couple of interesting things that were already announced. We had 80 Infestation, which is a video game, which talks a lot about or depicts a Steamboat Willie-esque Mickey Mouse. And then there's also Mickey's Mouse Trap. So, okay. And then there's also Mouse, but I don't think Mouse falls under just like
you can't qualify Mouse.
No, under spoilers, Mouse is not under this, but
Okay.
I just wanted to give like a bit of a perspective from the legal side, the fact that that is kind of my world, and just discuss with you guys what it is and how does public domain, what is it, and how does this affect copyright, fair use, and trademark. So first of all, I am not an intellectual property lawyer. I do criminal law. That's my niche. That's what I focus on. But so my understanding of intellectual property is very, very much at the surface level. And then I'm going to talk with, I mean, you guys understand with fair use, and I definitely will have you guys jump in on that. But all right, so let's talk first what public domain is. So let's talk copyright versus trademark in general. So copyright, which has changed a couple years, first in 1908, and then it changed again in 1976, and then it changed again in 1998. For two of those reasons that it changed because of Disney. Disney has a lot of money, and Disney has a lot of power. So in 1976, there was the Copyright Act. It is the Copyright Act that we know. It's a Copyright Act where we get the idea of fair use, which we'll talk about a little bit later. That's where it stems from. But the purpose of this 1976 Act was the fact that there was already, Disney was starting to see their use and their properties, and Mickey Mouse, whose time was already up. By that point, in 1908, the law was that any piece of material, any art, anything that was under copyright would expire after 50 years. Well, 1928 to the fact that it was 1976, Mickey was about to enter the public domain. Disney didn't like that, especially they were dealing with an 8-year-long there was a lawsuit that they were dealing with the fact that Air Pirates Foley, they were a comic strip that were like parodying Mickey Mouse and showing him doing like expletive things like using drugs and sex and rock and roll. Like that's what they were doing. Disney was in a hot Disney was not having it. They were not happy to have their Mickey Mouse, the face of their brand, represented in that depiction. And so while that was happening, they were investing millions of dollars in lobbying to have the 1976 Copyright Act add 20 years to that 50-year mark. So it was now going to be 70 years. Then in 1998, it was the Copyright Extension Act, but it was also nicknamed the Mickey Mouse Protection Act because it was like it was very open secret that this was being done specifically to save Mickey Mouse. Wow. So what happened was that it extended it another 20 years to make it in total 95 years since its creation. That was the longevity of the life of a character. So what has Disney done to kind of protect their image, to kind of protect Mickey Mouse? So what they have done for the entirety of their projects, anything before 1978, which was like that was the time period that was decided in the Copyright Act of 1976, was they made separate copyrights for each character iteration, right?
Jeez, that sounds like a lot of time right there.
Oh yeah. So what came into public domain is Steamboat Willie Mickey, not
Right.
the one that I'm currently wearing on my shirt. This colorful with the red shorts and the yellow shoes, that doesn't come out for until the 70s. And so that still is a very far away distance. You have Pluto, who's coming up in 2025, and then you have Goofy coming up in 2028. So those are the first depictions of those characters. Mickey Mouse in his entirety is not public domain. And here's another thing. So, Mr. If you can pull up the slide about copyright versus trademark.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that the law is very protective of. Copyright expires. Trademark does not. It's very much a voluntary, you can cancel your trademark of something, but unless the proprietor of the trademark steps in and says, I no longer want to have this, it's indefinite. So what did Disney do back in 2010? They made Steamboat Willie the trademark of Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Oh.
So what's going to happen is that people who are going to use the depictions of Steamboat Willie are now going to not have to fight Disney on the copyright issue. They're going to have to fight on the trademark issue, which is very much it's not well established law. It's very much a gray area. There's not much of a standard as we've experienced when it comes to copyright and fair use. So I feel like we should, I mean, you guys with me right now? Like we're good here?
Well, so I was wondering, so yeah, you said Goofy and Pluto might be coming up. I'm assuming they're going to want to renegotiate or make that, I don't know, the time long, like the duration of that longer, or can they do that?
Say that again, Josue.
So doesn't Donald come out next year?
Yeah, 2026. Donald's 2026.
Sorry.
So okay, I mean, Disney has trademarks of all their characters.
Right.
The names, like it's there. I don't think so, because here's the thing. The image of Mickey Mouse is not as prominently attached to Disney in its entirety. And I feel like this is something that Disney has been very protective of from the very beginning, right? Like, who has always been the mascot of Disneyland? Right. This is open up to the audience too. Who has always been the mascot of Disneyland?
There's
hint,
popcorn.
When they're constructing something, they say, pardon our pixie dust. Who has always been the mascot of Disneyland?
Really?
Tinkerbell.
Really?
Tinkerbell was Walt Disney had made the decision that Tinkerbell was going to be the mascot of Disneyland in case the theme parks failed. That way it wouldn't tarnish Mickey Mouse. But since then, I mean, we could just look since 1998. There have been so many acquisitions that Disney has acquired and has built the brand around. We have Marvel, we have Lucasfilm, we have all these expansions of intellectual property that the name Disney is becoming a little bit bigger than just one mouse. Sure, it might have started with a mouse, but I don't know if the mouse is Disney anymore.
So then they're not gonna. You don't think they're gonna be pushing to keep the Pluto?
So here's my thing. So why don't we break down fair use and specifically fair use as it has applied and how it could apply to these things. So fair use in general is the idea that comes from the Copyright Act of 1976. The idea is that we want to preserve creation of art. We want art to always prevail. So how do we do that? We always make sure that as society evolves, as society grows, there is that opportunity for new derivative art. So Mickey's Mousetrap, if you watch the trailer, it is absolutely referencing Steamboat Willie. It depicts Steamboat Willie. There is memorabilia of Steamboat. There's a poster that says Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie. They are not hiding it. But this is not the first time that Disney has been faced with a horror movie dealing with Disney. So, Josue, do you remember this movie? I know we watched it. It was, I mean, I remember it being called Escape from Tomorrowland, but maybe that's like maybe that's just me. But do you remember this movie?
It's a Mandela effect.
That
it was filmed in the park, right?
I totally remember it being called Escape from Tomorrowland, and I do remember this. It was this really weird, almost acid trippy kind of movie that was filmed guerrilla style inside of Walt Disney.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was, 11 years ago. Disney knew about this movie, but I think because they had gotten so much they were so worried that if they were to go after Escape from Tomorrow, that it would bring more attention to this movie. Similar to like how with the Air Pirates comic strips, there was so much attention in those 8 years that they were doing during that lawsuit that it kind of backfired. That instead of hiding this and suppressing this from ever existing, more and more people who never would have seen this, were seeing it. Like, Josue, we watched this movie on Netflix. Like, it wasn't like we had to find it deep in the archives. We watched it on Netflix.
Really? Dang.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Netflix, you're wild for that.
Yeah, it was a different time. It's a different time.
It was a different time for Netflix. Wow. Jeez.
So I think it's more of a gray area, and I'm not so sure of all the properties. This one I'm the most hesitant about. That I think there can be the argument of fair use, which is that if it is transformative enough in nature, if it is in a market and a future market that does not affect the market of the original material. Disney doesn't make horror movies. That can simply be an argument that the horror movie market is something that Disney will never touch. And because they don't want to touch that, it's not a market that is that affects the Walt Disney brand. I mean, is it transformative? That's ugh. And again,
well, do we know who made this movie? Is this the same people who made the Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
I don't know.
Because I mean, I have a feeling if it's that group, I would assume that they know what they're doing. They probably had lawyers look over this and made sure that this is legal, what they're doing. So I'm assuming if it is that group that's making this Mickey's Mousetrap, or that not group, sorry, that the studio or kind of like indie film production company, yeah. I would assume because of when they were doing that Winnie the Pooh one. What was it called again, Josue?
Blood and Honey.
Yeah, Blood and Honey. Yeah, that I would assume then they know what they could use here. But again, I don't know for sure who is behind this Mickey Mousetrap movie though. So I gotta look into that.
I mean, like for me, why even tempt it? Why even you could have just used the name Willie.
Because it's fun, baby.
Willie's coming. I don't know.
There, baby.
Mickey's Mousetrap. Yeah, I mean, but at least they could say the image itself is transformative enough, right? It's not like it's specifically Steamboat Willie. So maybe they could get away with that.
Steamboat Frederick.
So now here's an interesting one where
yes, I'm excited.
This is for the video game 88 Infestation, and this is I took a screenshot of this because it's not even the first seconds of the video, the trailer. It's very much acknowledging that because Steamboat Willie is now in public domain, they are basing their story, their character off of Steamboat Willie's Mickey Mouse. Here's the thing though. This disclaimer doesn't do doodly squat.
It doesn't protect you. Oh no.
You could say it and say that's not the intention, but the standard is very subjective. So
Yeah.
like the courts, right? They have to remember the law is old. It's
Mm,
very, very old. And it is hard for the law to change when people who are very much set in that old mindset. So when we're trying to approach it and like this is a video game, it's different from the shorts, it's very different from the animation style. If a judge, if a 3-panel judge, if a 6-panel judge, if a 9-panel judge, if you take it all the way to the Supreme Court, if they determine that under their subjective view of a reasonable standard that this is too similar to the Steamboat Willie trademark of Walt Disney Animation Studios, it's not going to fool anyone. This disclaimer doesn't do anything.
yeah, these old people, they don't play video games, so they won't
That's
care.
another thing. They're not
What
playing.
is this? Huh?
What are you showing me here? And the problem is video games are becoming more and more like the graphics are becoming much better that it just looks like a movie. So
What do you
that
mean
don't help.
GTA
That don't
6? Tetris loading up right now.
No, not the Tetris.
I mean,
Yo, speaking of Tetris, shout out to that kid that beat Tetris.
16-year-old.
That was crazy. I saw that. Yeah. He
Mhm.
glitched the game. He couldn't do anything. It was like
Yeah, it
it's-
was a frozen. It was a kill screen.
Yeah, it was
Flag.
awesome. What is interesting though, that I did see on Twitter, that there was a
No, yeah.
copyright claim problem. This came from the music in the Steamboat Willie. Like one thing we wanted to do during this, we wanted to kind of play the video and stuff like that. But it seems like there is still kind of the automatic, I would assume it's the automatic copyright system on YouTube. So if you're planning on making videos with the Steamboat Willie music or the video, just remember the automatic like copyright system is still in effect for it. So I would assume, I mean, it's YouTube, so that might not even change for a very long time where they take that out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the way
Shout
I
out
look at it,
YouTube.
the way I look at it, we are 7 days since this has changed.
yeah,
And for most of those days, probably technicians, they were on vacation.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm assuming that not many people have been working these past 7 days that could possibly have changed this. But if this is still happening in like a couple of months, then I mean, we've had plenty of hello.
Sorry. That was a misclick. That's my fault.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had plenty of issues with Universal Music Group. I mean, I remember when we finished a live stream singing "My Way" by Frank Sinatra, they copyright struck us, and it was just the three of us singing.
Yeah, no music was in the background. It was
No
us.
music at all. I mean, very flattering. Thank you, Universal Music Group. That's very flattering of you. But I mean, I think that also shows the interplay of it's not just one entity that owns the entirety of a copyright material anymore. I mean, okay, so that was for the sound, that was for the music.
Yeah, that was for the music. Yep.
That was even when I was telling you, Mr. E, to set up, don't you dare play the actual sounds of Steamboat Willie, because that's even part of the trademark for Walt Disney Animation Studios. So if Universal Music Group owns a part in a distribution and Disney owns another part still in trademark, it's very, very messy.
Yeah, that is for sure. Yeah. So again, guys, that's a little bit of a just a warning if you try to play that game where people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna upload the video," and there was like a lot of channels that were kind of doing that where they were putting it on their channel. The whole Steamboat Willie thing, and I get it. A meme comedy, I get it. But also you will get a strike. At this moment, you'll still get a strike. Yeah, I mean, any final words, Thomas? Any conclusion on this?
I think it's still very early to tell to just tell exactly what the parameters are going to be. I think it could be fun if you want to do stuff like the way that I would imagine how I would use Steamboat Willie is very much like how people were using George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, as like having that as the background thing. If there's a TV in a shot, if you're filming like a short film or something, you need to have like a character watching something. Maybe have them watching Steamboat Willie, like that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think using it without any commentary, using it without any other purpose, if you are using it specifically as it was in 1928, you could be okay, but it's still, if you're like uploading it to YouTube, wait a little bit. If you are, I mean, more props to you if you can dispute it. I mean, you should win. The law is on your side. You should win that. But it would be too soon for me to tell how these video games and these movies are going to play out.
Question. In other words, trust Thomas 100%. He knows everything, and just take everything that he says to fact.
Do I have to start saying like this is not legal advice? I mean, I don't know.
You do kind of have to do that because not yet. Question: can you put Steamboat Willie on a T-shirt?
And sell it.
Yeah, make some.
How is it? Is it just Steamboat Willie?
It's just Steamboat Willie.
I would say no.
The one. I would say no. Guy, it's the man.
I would say no. If it was like,
what if it's like those like.
What if it's like what?
Hello. I said, what if it's like, I don't know if you remember, there's like a time where like these like really janky T-shirts are being made where it's like SpongeBob wearing grills. You do Steamboat Willie
that would be
grills.
Yes, I would say that is transformative enough. Yes, but I think if you were, because that image is still, again, attached to the Walt Disney Animation Studios trademark logo. So if you were just doing the image as is, especially him on, like maybe if you were to do the other shot where like Stinky Pete is like kicking him and he's like flying halfway up the, like while holding, like use another frame. Like it's an 8-minute short. Use something else. Don't use the steering wheel. Like just
there's more to
have
it.
Have him at another part in the steamboat. Like don't have him like
Steamboat
sailing
Willie
the ship,
flying an attack helicopter.
Yeah, that would be great.
I think
absolutely. But yes,
is the Mickey Mouse glove trademarked? I don't know. You see those shirts that like some people will create where it's like the Mickey Mouse glove flipping off, or
I think that's too universal though, because that is more of a style of the time, which is like with the game Mouse, right? Like the game Mouse is like the character like is shooting with the glove, like you can see that glove, but that's also Looney Tunes. That's not just melodic melodies like that. There are other. That was just the time. That was the character style. So
then, like,
I think
I think this reminds me of that game a little while ago. What is it, Inky and the Ink Machine, or Bendy? And something like that.
Cuphead.
Yeah, and then Cuphead too. There's those two.
Yeah, and Cuphead too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more of a style thing than anything else.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want to play that game, Mouse. It looked cool. Like I saw the trailer for it.
It does,
but it's not coming out until 2025. So I was like, oh man, it dropped this trailer, and then So Hellhound Hunt again had something to say. He said that I find it funny how as soon as 2024 arrived, the company and director of the Steamboat Willie horror movie released the trailer. It's called marketing, baby. It's called marketing.
And here's my
same thing with Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
And the mean one, it's like the Grinch
thing.
That's right.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
To your point, Hellhound Hunt, I think that doesn't bode well for these creators, because clearly it was done when the copyright still existed.
Right.
And because they didn't license it, like someone who made this shirt had to get Mickey Mouse licensed to sell. Like this depiction of Mickey Mouse might have been artistic and might have been like created by an artist, but in order to sell it for profit, they had to get Disney's approval. So I would assume that because yet the argument would be, yes, it hasn't been published until the copyright was up. The fact that it was made during the copyright, I think that's an issue.
Well, I mean, I guess only time will tell. It's going to be interesting to see what else comes out with this. And then also interesting to see in the future with, like you said, Donald Duck, Goofy, Pluto, right? You said Pluto also?
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see because then Goofy's a huge one. Goofy to me and Donald Duck also. But Goofy that to me, I was like, that's
remember
Disney.
that's only their first depictions. It is not it's not modern day Goofy. It is not modern day Donald. It's not Kingdom Hearts Goofy. It's not Kingdom Hearts Donald or Kingdom Hearts
and
Mickey.
those are all its own thing too.
Those are every single iteration has its own copyright.
That is crazy.
Jesus.
Wow. Well, the more you learn.
Mhm.
So thank you, Thomas, for doing the deep dive on that. But now it's time to move on, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's
to
do it.
some more, of course, some more, movie news and stuff like that. We need to talk about the great Jack Black is going to be in the Minecraft movie playing as Steve. Now, I am so confused how they're going to do this. Because I know Jason Momoa is in it now. I thought he was going to be Steve.
Yeah.
But no, it's Jack Black as Steve. So I don't know what Jason Momoa is going to be.
Guys, do you think this is too late?
Honestly, I thought about that the other day. I was like, why?
You think it's too late? I don't know. Minecraft is, in my opinion, it's still big. The kids, the young ones are still playing it.
Right, they are. That's
true.
Of course, it's
the
not
kids
like
don't yearn for the mines as much as they used to.
What?
I almost feel like this should have been 5 years ago.
Yeah.
In my okay, so I know, in my opinion, they still are. I've heard about that they're still playing Minecraft. It's Minecraft and Fortnite right now, that's for sure. But now is it like a huge property, kind of like we had Mario come out and that's a humongous property? No, it's not like that.
I guess that's a good point.
Because I think Mario's got Mario's way bigger. Because
and Mario is not one aspect, right? You have Mario, the Super Mario Bros. You have Mario Kart. You have Mario Party. Like you have different ways that people have engaged with the Mario property. I mean, it's the same with like the Lego movies, right?
Yeah. That's true. Hellhound Hunt, is it going to be animated? I'm struggling to see Jack Black as Steve. It is not going to be animated. It is live action.
It's not?
It's live action. They're calling it live action.
What?
So, like, I don't know what they're gonna do about that. Maybe they're gonna go like a Jumanji route, maybe. Where you're in the game.
Maybe that's why they chose them. I think he was the best part of the Jumanji movies, so I definitely can see that.
Yeah,
I think he killed it as Bowser.
He did kill it as Bowser. That's true. He did kill it as Bowser. Here's the thing. Like, we can say like, oh, like I don't see it, but also remember, a lot of people didn't see Chris Pratt as Mario. But Chris Pratt did pretty well as Mario.
It's Chris Pratt's voice over Mario's face. That is easier than looking at Jack Black and Steve, and you're like, yep, that's about right.
So when they say live action, I still think they when it's like a mix of both, I think that still can be considered live action.
Is it going to be like the live action Lion King?
Ooh, where's
It needs
just
to be like the
mainly,
live action Little Mermaid.
yeah, where's mainly special effects the entire time. I mean, it has to be special effects. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm so confused because
I'd love
you're
to
gonna have to
just
cut
see
down
Jack
trees and they're
Black
gonna have
as a
to,
cube.
yeah. I oh my god, yeah, they just like deform his face around like into a cube
Mm-hmm,
kind of thing. Oh god, like they did for MODOK.
I am Jack
That's
Black.
right.
Oh, gross.
I hope not. Oh lord. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Missy, if you want to add what you were talking about. I hope you guys will get this reference, but
Oh boy.
what you could add.
When we were talking about it, I was really, really confused because I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna do this. And so then I was like, is it gonna be like Jumanji, where like then it becomes animated, and then he's it's all blocks? Or then I was saying, I really hope you guys know what I'm talking about, but have you seen the Breaking Bad Minecraft memes? Where it's like
No.
no.
I haven't seen
So
it.
No.
it's basically like clips from Breaking Bad.
Oh, wait, yes. And then like but
But
it's
they
like
put
set
it
in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's like a scene where like Walter's like punching something. So it's like when you start a new world with your friend and you gotta get your wood, and it's like him punching the wood, punching the tree. And so I'm like, is it gonna be like that where everything's blocks and then it's just
Except
Jack Black
Black.
punching a
It's
tree?
kinda
Or is it gonna
funny.
be like, everything's like realistic, like actual trees, like the
Yeah.
creepers are some weird looking realistic thing, like the Ender Dragon's a legit dragon, and he just like has the powers of Minecraft, because like obviously in real life you can't just punch a tree and get some wood. So
Who knows?
maybe
I mean,
I have a feeling they'll for sure make fun of that for sure.
I could
I
Movie.
like, me personally, I could totally see like it's actually like real, like everything's real, and it's Jack Black just going up and punching a tree and being like, "Yo!" Like I could see that happening. But I don't
Yeah, just go full on comedy, just straight
Well-
B-list movie kind of thing.
I hope they just make Jason Momoa every villager.
Yeah, like, what is Jason Momoa gonna be? I thought he was going to be Steve.
I
It's
just
not,
hope
he's not
he's every villager.
maybe he's
Every
like
single one.
the villagers, or like the mobs, or
yeah.
yeah, I don't
he has
know.
no
Maybe he's
lines.
the
It's
Ender
just him
Dragon.
going,
He could be the
"Huh."
Ender Dragon, maybe like voicing the Ender Dragon.
Oh, like he's like Smaug.
Yeah,
Smaug from The
villager,
Hobbit.
Oh god.
Little Jack Black.
Yeah.
all I know is I will be seated for it.
Oh, 100%.
I will be
100%.
there opening night.
I will not be seated. I will be standing. I will be saluting.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jack Black, he's ready for it. He posted this on Instagram, the Minecraft basics for dummies.
Yeah, I don't know what's better, the fact that he had a copy or that a copy exists.
I mean, there's the For Dummies book for everything. So
Yeah.
I think they're making
Sure.
sure he's making sure he gets all of what's needed for this film. He's really going in deep to figure out what he needs to do to become Steve. And I think he'll do so, just like he did for Bowser. He will become Steve.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine the
Oh,
press tours?
Miss E had an epiphany.
Jason Momoa's Herobrine.
Oh my god.
They make Herobrine canon. Herobrine's canon now. Oh my god. That's crazy. Who knows? We're gonna see. We're gonna have to wait and see. I know there's another actress who's been named for the role, for a role. I don't know which role, but I'm blanking on the name. But I would assume they will play like Steve's like counterpart, because there's that I forget her name. Is it Alex? Something like that. I forget her name, but there's like another one.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for that movie. It is Alex. So she might be playing out.
Alex.
Alex. Let's move on to something that we're not really going to talk about, but just to mention for the viewers. I mean, okay, we'll talk about it maybe a bit. Tomorrow's the big day for Josue Majors. I hope I put the right show. He's going to be on Good Morning America, like a small little interview. So grab your cup of coffee, grab your cup of tea. If you have time, if you don't have to work tomorrow, well,
that'll be the first thing I'm listening to on my way to work.
Yeah, I saw a clip of it, like that's going around Twitter, and a lot of people are kind of like relating it to if it was Homelander being interviewed, and like the clip that they're showing, the clip that's going around. There's literally like a short little like 20-second trailer or so, and it's like it's literally the music's like dun 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 dun, like it's like really like deep and menacing, and then he's just like he's like so sad, and then the interview he's like, what did you think would happen? And then he's like, boom, and then it shows his face.
Is it the part where it's like, do you think you'll ever work in Hollywood again? And he's like,
yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it has a little something like that. So yeah, that it's like it's gonna be interesting. There's no saving face in my opinion. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that it's ABC because doesn't Disney own ABC?
Yeah.
I want him to come in full Kang, or like He Who Remains. He just comes in and sits down. You thought that my doing this, it's all part of time.
Yeah, it would have never changed.
Make him like Victor Timely. Time is everything.
When they end the interview, he looks right into the camera and goes, "See you soon."
God, yeah. Whatever. So yeah, if you want to catch that, it is tomorrow, early morning. I think the Good Morning show is at usually 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For you guys, it's 1-ish. So, yep. If you want to catch that, wait, no. Sorry. It's 10 a.m. your guys' time. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Earlier than that, right? I think
it's 7 a.m. for
everybody.
I think it's 7 a.m. for us, and it's like 4 a.m. for you guys. Yeah.
What the? Okay, well then I won't be catching it. I'll be looking for the highlight reel.
It's already been recorded. It's like it's just being released.
I'll look for the highlight reel on Twitter. So
there we go.
Moving on to something that's not canceled, to something that will be starting very soon. Echo. Now, Echo just recently has confirmed through its trailer that the Daredevil show is canon, baby. It is canon. It's canon. Oh, that is good to know. That means the show didn't go to waste, everyone. Which I'm kind of confused.
Shout out to Cardiac.
I thought, Cardiac.
Hey, Forrest.
It's Forrest. It's so good to hear you. Good to see y'all again. Cardiac's back, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys don't know about Cardiac, well, go check out the channel. But back to it. Echo, yeah, so it has confirmed it, but I thought it was, in my opinion, I thought it was already canon when they brought in Kingpin, but they just
thought so too.
Yeah, they just made sure like to
Well, I mean, it was Vincent D'Onofrio who on press said that yes, this is completely canon, the show.
When I was a boy.
Yeah, I think it wasn't. I think there was a lot of questions around the version of Kingpin that was in Hawkeye and the version of Daredevil that was in She-Hulk.
Right.
Those were the same. I mean, this just confirms it, which is like my question is like now, what does that mean for the other Netflix shows, like specifically The Defenders, right? Like that was very influenced by Daredevil's story, and much of season 3 is because of the events of The Defenders. So did that happen too?
Yeah,
you have to, right?
Right. That's what I'm assuming.
From what I've heard, at least this is all just rumors that people have been saying, but what was the next Spider-Man movie that they want to say? They're projecting it that they want it to be very down to earth kind of Spider-Man in his own environment. And they've said that they want to bring some of the Netflix characters into that movie. So he would mess with Jessica Jones, mess with either Luke Cage. I don't know if Luke Cage is going to come back though.
That
But
would be fun.
we try to tie it in. But I don't necessarily think yes, it all happened for sure, but they'll probably just try to glide over it, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so I guess my question to you guys would be, who is one character from those shows that you would want to see come into the MCU?
Danny Rand, baby, Danny Rand.
Well, I think they just need to bring Foggy back. You got to bring him back.
Foggy would be nice.
Yeah, they got to bring him back so he can be with his good friend again. You know, I mean, it can work out.
Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, Kanglan, baby.
Why? What's wrong with the Iron Fist? You know what? I never saw that show.
Nobody liked that
you don't
show
need
except
to.
me, apparently.
Oh no!
That's because
good.
I don't like it for so many reasons. For two major reasons. One, the main actor who was playing Danny Rand. You can fill in the blank. Josue, I forgot his name. Okay.
Danny Rand.
Yes, that's right. He refused to do the martial arts training to learn how to be a master.
Oh Lord.
So
Okay.
he looks horrible. And second, yes, thank you for showing Daredevil. In the Defenders, Daredevil whoops his ass. He destroys the Iron Fist.
Is that not supposed to happen?
Hold on. You want to talk about the Defenders Daredevil? Because yes, the first 2 seasons of Daredevil's a god. He is a monster. He is a force to be reckoned with. In the Defenders, he becomes this Electra, I love you, I'm gonna do anything for you. I'm gonna hit it. He becomes Batman in Justice League.
And then he becomes that in She-Hulk.
Right. So I'm really hoping Echo brings Daredevil back into good grace, because although it's nice to see him back, I need more from him. I need more butt kicking, more ass whooping.
Well, I don't know. I saw the images, but I don't know if there's in the trailer or anything. But I saw that there's a fighting scene with Echo and Daredevil, so that's gonna be cool. I wonder if he's gonna run into Kingpin again in this. Maybe we'll see a
I've heard.
I don't know.
I've heard it's 6 minutes long.
The fight? Oh
yeah, it's 6 minutes long, and it's in the first episode.
Oh.
I mean, they all come out on the same day, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
But have you guys heard how we're finally going to find out who bought Avengers Tower?
Yes, I saw that. I saw
really?
that. Yeah, we're gonna find out who bought Avengers Tower.
I think it was comicbook.com that they got an interview with the director, and they had the director or the showrunner confirm that you finally find out who bought Avengers Tower in this show.
That's not bad. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with Fist Towers.
Yeah, yep.
I think it will be that for sure. It'll be Fist Towers.
Or it's Nelson and Murdoch. they have their law office is just the entire tower.
Tony gave me that.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, I'm excited for the show. When does it come out? The show?
The 9th. So
the 9th.
2 days.
2 days. In 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I haven't been earning to watch any Marvel stuff, but this does look dark and exciting to me. It seems like it's gonna go a different route than the other shows. It's gonna be much darker. It's gonna be more action packed, in my opinion, and probably have a much more interesting storyline. Like the shows what was it called? Secret Invasion, like that. I didn't even finish that. The storyline completely just I lost interest maybe after 3 episodes or so.
The ending's kind of mid.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch What If season 2?
I haven't yet. I haven't.
Through it right now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. The first 2 episodes are kind of meh for me.
Yeah.
The finale made me so angry. I watched it this morning.
No. No.
I think I saw like a clip, not a clip, but I saw an image from it, and I was like, they're doing something that's very relatable to another show. In my opinion, the clip I saw, I'm not going to spoil it, but the clip I saw there was that. I'm not going to spoil it because Josue hasn't seen it yet.
Do you
And I
want me to
haven't
put my
seen
AirPods
it.
off?
Text me. Text me what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Okay, I will do
Yeah.
that. We'll do that.
Yes, but while you
But
do
go
that,
ahead, explain what if is like.
well, I'm not gonna explain what it, but no, I think
Explain the
that
entire plot of what if.
no, I think what's interesting, like with this show Echo, is that it's going to be this next phase of going into like the mature stuff, because now that Disney owns the entirety of Hulu as of like November, now they can like have mature content that they make for the MCU, and like yes, they're making this a separate section. I keep wanting to say Marvel one shot. That's not the same thing. Yes, I know what you're
That
thinking
is
about.
that is it that?
It's kind of yeah. But no, like I think it was cool. It's not called Marvel one shot. What's it called? That this is gonna be like the new storyline that's gonna show that it's part of the timeline, but it's like there's like a specific title that they like display.
Timeline DD.
Marvel Victor Timely.
Pumpkins. All right, let's move on.
Some timeline. Let's finish off, ladies and gentlemen, with some questions that I got from a Q&A time. So we asked a couple of questions. We asked, sorry, I'm going to restart. I asked on Instagram, if anybody had questions. And I picked out a few because I knew we were going to run out of time. And I picked out some of my favorites from that. Starting off with our friend Enrique, aka Big Pimpin'. So this is actually very like it connects kind of to the last video that went out to film. If you guys haven't seen yet, he said, "Do you think in the further Universal in the future? I think he meant, will they buy that golf course that it's next to? Will they be buying the golf course?"
And
So
doing
I don't know if you guys know the location of Universal. There's like a lot of land. You got by the tram, you got those houses. Farther out from the cliffside, you can see Warner Brothers. You can also see kind of like the Hollywood, what's it called? Cemetery. And then they're right next to it, there is a huge golf course. It's very close to the lower lot and by the studios. And it's huge. It's acres. So will they ever buy that golf course? I don't know.
I don't sorry, I don't think so. I would love them to, believe me, I would love them to. I don't think so because they've been trying to buy out more spaces from the houses that are like next to the tram, and every time they try to ask those people, "Hey, can we buy your house?" they're like, "Nah, we're cool." And so I figured that this golf course is probably funded by all the people that probably live up in the hills, and you know what? They got to golf,
And they got money. That's for sure. So
yeah, I think that's more what it is, where it's like, is it ever going to be like for sale? Like, yeah, that's a nice parcel of land they got there, but like, is it ever going to be on the market? No. I think my thing would be like, okay, they buy the land. What do they do with it? Make more sound stages? Do they tear down some of the sound stages they have now and create more showrooms for like Transformers?
Okay.
That's probably that's probably that would be, because right now they're trying to just take up every inch of their space to find places to put attractions and put stuff in there, and kudos to them. I think realistically that they should demolish some stuff, keep some stuff like from the olden times, because it's like you have the studio tour, see some of the classic either sound stages that they used or what have you.
Mhm.
But you know, there also needs to be room for improvement.
Whoa, so are you saying shorten the studio tour?
Who are you? What have you done with those
Me?
touching the studio tour?
What do you want gone?
Nah, literally, I don't want them to shorten the studio tour. I want them to make the studio tour longer, but add more stuff. I'm not saying get rid of the studio tour. No. I'm saying add more. The studio tour needs improvement. They need to make it longer.
Okay.
I thought add more stuff by taking away from the
Yeah.
studio tour.
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, but also it's interesting because they have built those new sound stages, those ones that are kind of closer to, it's not the freeway, but it's like there's one of the exits going
It's right
towards,
across from Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's near
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. And those are brand new sound stages. Oh yeah, and it's kind of behind the Good Place. If you look behind the Good Place when you're on the studio tour, you'll see those brand new sound stages. So, maybe take out some of the older sound stages that are closer to the theme park, like you were saying earlier, Josue. Like take out, like, we got the Mummy ride right behind it. There are some sound stages right there. Maybe those can be taken out.
Is the voice still happening?
No, voice is not in they've moved to a newer soundstage. They're not in that soundstage that's right next to Jurassic World.
Oh, that area got demolished, right?
Not yet. It's going to, I believe so, because right next to it there is.
Why are
like
you
a
hesitant?
space.
Why don't you know?
Because
You
I
were there
haven't
today.
been
Why
on the-
don't
I
you
did
know?
not go on the studio tour the last time I went out. I'm gonna be honest. I did not go on there.
Fool of a book. Did you even go if you didn't go on the studio tour?
Well, you know what here's my little complaint about the
We need to have an
studio.
intervention here. Is that
My little complaint is when it's a busy day, they shorten the studio tour a lot by cutting down video. Well, I went on Saturday. It was kind of busy. It was like coming to the end of the not summer crowd, the winter crowd. And
I
so
was gonna go Saturday too, but the wait times were super long.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. We got on 2 rides, so that was cool. We got to do Jurassic World and Harry Potter.
I would love to do Jurassic World.
Yeah, so take out some of the old sound stages, and then I think that's where we can see a change. So the golf course probably will not be touched. And also Enrique asked, how do you really feel about the new Fast and Furious ride? I don't know why he said, how do you really feel? Because I have stated quite frankly that I am looking forward to it. Fast and Furious, the franchise itself, is a big franchise, believe it or not. I think a lot of people don't see it as a huge franchise. People still buy tickets to go see the movies. At the end of the studio tour, that part of Fast and Furious, you still have people losing their mind during it.
Like this.
Like they're clapping and they're like, "Oh my god, that was awesome!" So if you have a coaster based around cars and you hear Dominic Toretto saying a couple things, which I don't know, they'll put Dominic Toretto because he's kind of in the hot water right now.
Bigger the crew, bigger the family.
But like,
oh, you're right. He is in hot water.
He has.
He
Dominic
is?
Toretto is. Well, Vin Diesel's in
Yeah.
hot water. So
Why is Vin Diesel in hot water?
Well, Vin Diesel
didn't hear?
is known for saying things, out of pocket things to interviewers.
Oh no!
And
What did you do?
so
No,
now
guys, I'll be real. I got off Twitter. That was like my New Year's resolution. Like, get
Oh,
off
good-
of Twitter.
good
I'm not.
for
I don't
you,
want
This
that in my
happened
life
before
anymore.
New Year's.
Yeah,
This
this was like
happened before
the
New
end of
Year's.
2023.
Vin
Well, I was
Diesel
already
that
off.
he was what was it was
one of his old assistants came out and said that he like sexually.
Oh, like essayed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
like he did
Oh, no.
stuff to himself in front of her. Is what she's saying.
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing that Tokyo Drift is my favorite Fast and Furious movie.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
just all I'm gonna
He's
say.
not in-
Facts.
That's right.
But in my opinion, I'm excited for it. It's a roller coaster. I love West Coast racers because of like the idea of like racing cars. That's the idea kind of coming here too. I'm looking forward to it.
The very
What can I
first
say?
outdoor roller coaster, and I say first because Hippogriff don't count. I don't
I
care
know
how
we're
many.
gonna
I
get
don't care who I gotta fight. Hippogriff don't count.
and like if you guys, those who are still here, if you guys haven't seen the video yet, the space that they're actually carving out in the mountain is much bigger than I thought. It's going farther down, kind of towards the fire station is where they're gonna put more like support beams. Like they're carving into there.
What on
Who you
earth
punching?
are you doing?
I'm fighting all the Hippogriff fans. Who do?
I don't think there's that many.
I know, no, there must be because I never understand why that ride is always a longer line than Forbidden Journey.
Right?
Because
I
everyone's
don't
bowing
get
down to Buckbeak. That's why.
Wow.
Buckbeak bow. That's why. That's why everybody loves it. But hey, I'm looking for. Are you guys looking forward to it? I don't know.
Family.
Family.
As long as they play Tokyo
yeah,
Drift,
dude.
I'm good.
I 100% am excited for it. I think having this first outdoor mega coaster is going to be super cool. People always, I think people have been asking me like, how do I feel that it's Fast and the Furious themed? I think it fits the theme perfectly. Fast cars and family. Now, is it gonna make sense in the location that it's at? Hell no.
Oh
it
man,
makes no sense whatsoever.
I talk about that all the time.
Woo,
Yeah, no.
Springfield.
Springfield. I have a feeling it's coming to an end. There's always those rumors. Springfield's coming to an end.
Your family.
Yeah, Springfield is.
I mean, I agree. Yeah,
they can, Thomas. That's Disney.
They can.
You
remember the Marvel store that used to be there?
No.
Yes, I do remember that.
Oh wait,
yeah.
No.
Remember the Marvel store with the giant Incredible Hulk outside? It's where the production store.
Oh.
Marvel comic books, all things Marvel, and then Disney and their little greedy Mickey Mouse gloves came and took it away from us.
They took what
and
we
this
loved.
is why you should not put Steamboat Willie content on the internet. Thank you. Full circle.
There you go.
There we go.
So yeah, I mean that's a whole conversation in itself. One
You
more
guys
question.
remember that like they went after a preschool for not having licensed drawings of Mickey and friends?
Well, Lucasfilm's going after right now a a car wash in
the car wash. Yeah.
That's called Star Wash, and
Star Wash.
They're done for.
Lucasfilm owned by Disney.
Yes.
So like, guys, just make
don't mess
content
with the
on
mouse.
other stuff. Like, don't make horror films on Steamboat Willie. Come on now.
Don't mess with the mouse.
Don't mess.
Or poke the bear. Let's see what happens.
And of course, I saw this question and I was like, we got to talk about it. We always love horror nights. Any speculation for HN? I feel this year will be better than last year based off John Murdy's tweets. I really like the thinking it's better this year than last year based on John Murdy's tweets.
So
I don't know what
have some
tweets.
Insider.
Oh, go for it.
I have some insider information about Amaze, and you're about to hear it first live right now. I've spoken to John Murdy personally. That a brand new house is coming this year over a brand new title. It's an IP, Mickey's Mousetrap. It's gonna be the brand new horror film.
No.
It's gonna be crazy.
Say it ain't
You heard it here
so.
first, folks. You heard it here
Mickey Mousetrap is coming to Universal.
You know, it's crazy because I heard that it actually was going to be a mashup when it was going to be Mickey versus Winnie the Pooh. It was to be Blood and Trap Honey. Like that's
there you go.
What I heard.
That's what I like to see. Better than last year. I mean, that is going to be up for debate because I believe last year was a really, really good year, very strong year. So.
Did people not like last year?
Yeah, last year was a pretty good year.
I thought so.
Last year's pretty good.
I didn't do it.
It was a pretty good year. So it is very much up for debate, and only time will tell. John Murdy, yes, he's been tweeting. Of course, he always does about.
What's he been tweeting?
He's working on these new IPs, and or he's working with some IPs, and he's writing the scripts, and he's finished. I
Mickey
believe
Mouse
2.
fans.
He's finished 2 of them already. So yeah, it's coming to an end. I mean, not an end. It's coming to a beginning. Actually, it's coming to a start. Halloween Horror Nights. You know, it's here. It's here.
Well, okay. Why don't we all do our most outlandish prediction? Josue, you've already done one, but if you want to do another one, you can. But I think we should start with Mr. E. Like, give us your most
outlandish prediction,
out there. Like, let's just like swing for the fields, right? Let's just try and predict something.
Like like that could actually happen.
Yes. Like, that would be fun if it could actually happen. Like, I'm not going to say I want a Death Eater's maze. Like, that's never going to happen.
Outlandish. I was like, that it would never happen. Usually outlandish means never.
But, like, not based off of anything. Oh. Like, not based off of, like, oh, I heard this, so I'm assuming this. Like, just, like, pull it out of your head.
Oh, I see.
Let's go with, what's it called? The House of Usher. Boom. That show. Not a bad show.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Done Haunting of Hill House before. But the House of Usher. Nobody's talking about it. I like that.
Bozo Maze. Absolute garbage.
The Hill House, yeah. Way better in Orlando.
Yeah.
But we've always
Haunting
said
of Bozo House is what they should have called it.
Yeah.
Thomas, I want to hear what you have to say.
The guy who's not.
We're gonna have a maze return. There's going to be a returning maze this year.
I've also felt that. I felt it in my...
I mean, would it be crazy? I'm trying to think. Based off of... Because there definitely has been a shift in the past 10 years. And so I would think that we are going to have El Cucuy come back.
Oh, we could do that.
I'm thinking after the Monstros was such a success last year, I think that they are going to want to revisit those stories.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to be fun. I think that, Danny Trejo would love to come back and to voice that character again. And like you said, Mr. E, we did have La Llorona come back like the year before that. So like I think El Cucuy could come back.
Yeah. It's possible.
It would be fun.
My gut wants to say The Last of Us 2. But
when's the season supposed to come out? Oh wait, no, wait! It's based on the video game.
But that's a good point because like, are they going to try and like when it's hot, when it's like people are really wanting it, when they're really paying attention, when season 2 comes out? I don't know. That could be a good prediction too. Just hot off of last year.
Yeah, it was.
Or I would say, when does the new Ghostbusters come out?
Bring back the Ghostbusters.
That's a good guess.
Frozen Empire, because it's back in New York, baby.
That's a great guess.
True. Because I mean, solid. and I always talk about it. There is that the maze or the house that is next to the Transformer or behind Transformers. 2 years in a row, it has been returning mazes or returning houses. So if they do want to do another returning house, it's not outlandish. And I think Ghostbusters, maybe they would do the previous Ghostbusters, what we've had before. I would assume maybe. I don't know.
They could also. I just thought of something because we're talking about things that are like coming back because they're kind of relevant. Saw. Because of Saw X coming out last year.
But Saw was at Fright Fest, buddy.
Yes.
Oh.
It was at Fright Fest. Universal could not do their version.
No. I think Warner Bros. Has decided to go work with Six Flags, buddy.
Hey,
But maybe that was just a one-time deal.
Yeah.
look, listen, Tim. We could talk about. There's stuff happening in the production world that might change things. Just letting you know. Just letting you know.
Oh no.
Maybe
Big
not
old
all Warner
monopolies. Is
Brothers
that
is
what you
safe.
said? Oh Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
intriguing.
But I think that's a good place
Or-
to stop, guys. I am getting tired. And I don't know about you guys, especially Thomas. It's freaking 10:30 p.m.
It's
for
my
you right
bedtime,
now.
guys.
Thank you all who came again to watch. We enjoy very much doing this. This is something that we're gonna try to do every Sundays. Keep it on Sundays. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the new video that we actually uploaded also today, check that out. Thomas and Josue, anything from you guys?
Hopefully those of you who have started your New Year's resolutions or haven't yet, but it's not too late, make sure to stick with them. Every step counts, and it's just take it step by step. It's hard, but that's the point of a New Year's resolution, so don't give up.
Okay. Josue?
And I want to plug my merch. Go and buy my merch that hasn't been created or the idea hasn't even been thought of yet. But go ahead.
Steamboat Willie.
Not gonna be in the
Steamboat
description.
Willie merch.
So yeah, the Steamboat Willie merch. You know, it's gonna be down there. No, but
Can't
in all
wait.
seriousness, I hope we have an awesome new year.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to see you guys in the next extraordinary adventure.